just a little after 1 o'clock today, seems like yesterday, I started working on this. And the first couple times I did it, it didn't work out like I wanted. The illusion wasn't complete. And then I thought, you know, the reason it's not working is because this element is not perfectly vertical. That when this becomes vertical, the illusion snapped into place. And this looks like something that you could walk along, right? Doesn't it? What is this? So, how was it done? Want to do it? Whoops. So I'm going to provide this image. You've got a link there. And what I thought is, wouldn't it be cool if this thing grew from the lower left over and then went up? But you're going to see that that doesn't happen when you just rotate this. It does not happen. But there's a real easy way to make that happen. So we need to rotate this under Image, Image Rotation, 90 degrees counterclockwise. And I know, I want it to come from this side, not this side. All we got to do is flip this horizontally. Image, and I know it says Image Rotation. We're not rotating, we're flipping this horizontally. And now, now I don't know if Adobe changed something, but my favorite shortcut is I used to hold down the space bar and the command key, and maybe this will work on your computer. And with those two keys held down, space bar and command key, you can click and drag, only not draw a selection box, not draw that little rectangle of marching ants. It's not a selection. It's just saying which part of this I'm going to zoom in on. This zooms organically. And, you know, if I add the Option key to this, then I can click and drag and zoom out. Okay, but it animates. It works wonderfully. I don't know why this isn't. I hit Command 0, Command minus a couple times, and I'm going to go into Photoshop Preferences. Because that's not working, I'm going to come down to Tools, and I'm going to turn on Zoom with Scroll Wheel. Now, I don't like this. This isn't anywhere near as good as that other one. But right now I can zoom in and out with the scroll wheel, and Photoshop keys on where my mouse is. So I zoom just a little bit more because I want to make this vertical. And the way you do that is right here underneath the eyedropper. See the eyedropper right there? Click and hold and come down to the ruler tool. I know, crazy. We're going to straighten with the ruler tool. Now this kind of goes out here, and you can see it here even more. I just want to use this edge right here. I'm going to click and hold right on that edge, bring this down, snap into place, and then say straighten layer. And Photoshop's going to think and go, boom, there you go. That's straight. Now I'm going to zoom out, Command minus, and you see, if we zoom out a little bit, you see we got this checkerboard here, 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 here. But I want to make a selection to select a 16 by 9 area of this. Okay, I'm going to jump over here to kind of look and say, okay, I sacrificed this girder in order to get those guys right there. Okay, I hit Command minus just so we can make sure you can see right there what I got. And here, we're going to go and get the rectangular marquee, make sure the feather is 0. That always is a mess. And we want fixed ratio. By default, I think this is on normal. You got to be careful with this. You got to remember to change it when you get back. And then I want to make the width 16 and the height 9. Got it? 16 by 9. So I'm going to come down here right where this corner is and click and drag. And I don't remember how far I went. I think somewhere about in there. Let me jump over this other one so I can see. Oh no, I got much more than that. So the cool thing about this is we can go up to Select, transform selection. And that's a custom keyboard shortcut. And I can pull this out. Whoops, but see it's too far. See, I'm in the checkerboard here. Now I could use content aware fill, but that's not what I did. So I'm going to pull this back until we're in the white and say, okay, that's good. Hit return so that I accept that transform, and then I give you a clue. We can crop from this point, and I didn't show you this in the other one, and I'm not going to show it to you now because I want you to get used to hitting Command J. Command J to jump that selection to a new layer. And it looks like nothing changed. But if you hide this background, you can see that something darn well changed. And I merged down in the other one. You just throw away that layer. And then go up to Image Trim. Select Transparent Pixels, all 4 sides checked, and click OK. And then you can Option Command I, image size, image size, right there. I don't go here. Option Command I, because I use image size all the time. And I want this thing to be 2560, right? By 1440. This is not a magic size, and a 16:9 aspect ratio is not a magic aspect ratio that we're going to use for the rest of time. Just right here at the beginning of the school year, I want you guys getting used to working within a specific aspect ratio, and we can save these out to our DPIX folder because we're going to have a little art show come, I don't know, week 10 or so. And here, Preserve Details 2.0, reduce noise all the way up, and click OK. And Command plus, not too much. Command minus. And then this looks different than our other one, I'm certain. You know, I've got more white space here. And all I did was take this through Camera Raw. And I made a whole bunch of settings in order to kind of blow out the white. I left little hint traces because I wanted a little mystery. What is that? What's that and that? And you can now mess around with that. But you can see right here, this vertical element starts to create that illusion. What is it? So the thought process that goes behind this is important. And when you want to do something, when you can envision doing something, it's really important to know how to go about it. Now, in Photoshop, there's always different ways to do the same thing. I could have used the crop tool. I could have rotated the canvas, and I could have done everything right there in one crop. I could actually set the size in the crop and done this. But it's really twitchy, and it doesn't always work well for beginners, so I'm bringing you along, and I will show you those things. There's always multiple ways to achieve the same result. And I want you guys to understand that I am not hiding things from you intentionally. I am trying to drive home certain things, like hitting Command J at this point, like converting that to a smart object, like opening it up in Camera Raw, and then changing certain things in order to begin to see what it is that you saw in that other picture. Now, those aren't the only 2 things I did, but you can see suddenly we've got a lot more detail, right? If I click OK, that and that are quite different. This is much more interesting, isn't it, than that? Kind of flat. Nowhere near the visual interest here. Well, those secrets are held inside one Camera Raw layer. Play around. See what you can come up with.